All right, let's take a look at FIFO and LIFO. So FIFO is first in, first out. So it is exactly what it says it is. So the first units of inventory in are the first units out. So one way to look at FIFO is like if you think about milk at a grocery store. Because the first milk in is the first milk that they want to sell, because the newer milk's going to go bad later than the older milk that's in first. So the first in is the first out. LIFO is the opposite, last in, first out. So one way to maybe visualize LIFO is when you see somebody stocking shelves in a grocery store and they're stocking paper towel. They're going to just put the newer paper towel in the front and push the older paper towel back. So the first paper towel somebody comes to buy is the first one on the shelf. First one they see on the shelf, which is the last one that the stock person put on there. So the last one in happens to be the first one out. So let's look at LIFO and FIFO with the handful of transactions here. So in January we made some purchases and some sales. We're going to record the sales on the 15th and the 31st using both FIFO and LIFO. So let's start with the 15th here for FIFO. So on the January 15th, we sold 11 units at $30. 11 units at $30. So the units that we sold to make up the 11, we're going to take the first ones in first. So we sold 10 that cost us 25, and now we have one left. So we're going to take one more from the January 7th bucket, so 1 at 20. So of the 11 units we sold on the 15th, 10 of them cost us $25, and one of them cost us $20. So if we were going to record an entry on the 15th using FIFO, we would do cost of merchandise sold, credit inventory. And now we're going to add these up. 10 times 25 is 250. 1 times 20 is 20. 250 plus 20, our cost of merchandise sold on the 15th is 270. So let's look at the same transaction on the 15th, but let's say we're using LIFO. The last ones in are the first ones out. So if we're in time here on the 15th, the last ones in were on the 7th. So we're going to use all 5 of those from the 7th, because those are the last ones in. Now we have to get to 11. We have 6 units left. So now we're going to grab 6 of the ones at $25. So 5 at 20 is 100. 6 at 25 is 150. So our journal entry with LIFO, we're going to do cost of merchandise sold at inventory, and it's going to be 250. So we could say that in a period where inventory prices are falling, because the 5th inventory cost us 25, the 7th inventory cost us 20, in a period where inventory cost is falling, LIFO shows us the lower cost of merchandise sold. So moving forward, on the 22nd we made another purchase, and then on the 31st we sold another 6 units. We sold another 6 units. So let's start with FIFO. So from a FIFO standpoint, we used up everything on the 5th. Here, because we had our 10 units at $25, we used up everything from the 5th. We only used 1 unit from the 7th. So we have 4 left. So we're going to have 4 at 20. So now we've exhausted the 7th. So now we move on to the inventory purchased on the 22nd to get our 2 other units. So 2 at 22. So if we were to journalize this transaction now, we would do cost of merchandise sold and inventory. So 4 at 20 is 80. 2 at 22 is 44. So 80 plus 44 is 124. So let's look at LIFO. So we have to use 6 units. So if we're on the accounting time machine on January 31st, what are the last units in? The last units in were on the 22nd. So all 6 units that we're going to sell on the 31st come out of the bucket of the 22nd. So all the units are going to be 6 units at 22 bucks. So 6 times 22 is 132. So cost of merchandise sold and inventory is going to be 132. So this is LIFO and FIFO. Please review and reach out with any questions.